and I think it sums up Ron's life. It's titled A Life That Matters. Ready or not, someday it will all come to an end. There will be no more sunrises, no minutes, no hours, no days. Your wealth, fame, and temporal power will shrivel to irrelevance. The wins and losses that once seemed so important will fade away. At the end, whether you were beautiful or brilliant, male or female, won't matter. So what will matter? How will the value of your days be measured? What will matter is not what you bought, but what you built. Not what you got, but what you gave. What will matter is not your success, but your significance. What will matter is not what you learned, but what you taught. What will matter is every act of integrity, compassion, courage, or sacrifice that enriched, empowered, or encouraged others. What will matter is not your competence, but your character. What will matter is not how many people you knew, but how many will feel a lasting loss. Living a life that matters doesn't happen by accident. It's not a matter of circumstance, but of choice. Choose a life that matters. Ron lived a life that mattered. In some ways, Ron was an ordinary man. Yet in other ways, he was an extraordinary man, overcoming the challenges of his own childhood, which included the death of his father at a very early age. Ron provided a solid lifestyle for his family through his steady employment. He conveyed values of honesty, authenticity, and hard work to his children by serving as a role model. Ron was a man of integrity and good character. He loved his mother-in-law. He accepted Darby's mischievous dog when they joined households. In fact, he put up with Darby's, let's say, strong personality for over 30 years. And I can attest to that because I lived with Darby for 18 years. In a world where half of marriages end in divorce, he and Darby defied the norm as their love for one another never faded over the decades. I was blessed to have Ron as part of my family for 34 years, and I will miss him terribly. As all of you know, exactly 1 year ago, Ron was diagnosed with brain cancer. In his final year of life, Ron was forced to practice letting go. He let go of playing bass guitar, a delight he'd developed as a youth and that was resurrected in his retirement, and something that he could enjoy with his friends and wife. He let go of golfing, his passion that embodied physical activity, self-drive to improve, the heartfelt highs and lows of succeeding and failing, and most importantly, socializing with others. Despite his love of the sport, Ron didn't golf alone. Golf was a social activity for Ron. Ron let go of indulging in an occasional cigar, which wasn't just for the sake of inhaling smoke, but like his other interests, was a ritual he shared with good friends. Ron had to give up driving, and with it, his independence. This was painful for Ron, and also hard for those who loved him and had to witness his decline. Despite all of these forms of letting go, did Ron resign himself to his eventual fate? Hell no. As a society, we tend to view aging gracefully as a virtue. We're expected to quietly accept our decline, whether it's due to aging or a disease. Obituaries sometimes highlight someone's battle with cancer as stoic. Ron, on the other hand, didn't let go easily or gracefully. He resisted his growing forms of incapacity. At times, he was angry and distressed. Ron had lived life fully on his terms, and he fought his cancer to the end on his terms. After a lifetime of being the strong protector of those he loved, including his beloved mother-in-law, he resisted dependence. When his body became uncooperative, Ron still wanted to feed himself using his feeble and shaking left hand, and insisted that he get up to use the bathroom even in his final days. And that's how I will remember his battle with cancer, in typical Ron style. And I say this with admiration. He fought with determination, not resignation. And with Darby's devoted care, Ron maintained as much of his dignity as he possibly could. Even in his darkest days, his love of life and love of family and friends kept him going. Ron wasn't just determined in trying to maintain as much of a normal life as possible. He was downright stubborn in his perseverance. Speaking of his final days, I'd like to say something to any of you who are regretting the fact that you didn't visit Ron before he died. Please know that his passing took place very unexpectedly. Ron and Darby had reserved a room in an assisted living facility where they were moving, and in fact, Darby's car was packed, ready for the move. Ron had an MRI scheduled and 2 more chemo treatments. His sudden decline took place within 24 hours, and everyone was shocked by his passing. Know that he loved all of you and valued your friendship. It was Ron's request that there be no calling hours or funeral, as he wanted you to remember him with memories and storytelling. So we honor Ron's life today by sharing and savoring fond memories. If anyone would like to share reflection or simply make a comment, please feel free to do so. You can come forward now if you'd like, or throughout the time that we're gathered here today. Feel free to come up and share your sentiments. So, thank you again.
Well, in fitting tribute, raise your glass or your hands or whatever. Know that Ron loved you all. We so appreciate the support of all loved ones and friends, because you guys have been great and helped us through a tremendously difficult time. And he's a great man, and he will sorely be missed. Thank you for coming to Ron. So, as Ron would say, party on, dude.